Thank you for saying yes to Middle Housing Design Code, and thank you for saying yes to real estate. See you and the millions of people who's watching and listening at the top. So without further ado, I would like to welcome to the stage the one and only Mr. Garland Harris. Garland.
How y'all doing? So Middle Housing Design Code, many of you may not have heard of the term called the missing middle housing. It's a term that was created by a company called Opticos Design. I think they're out of the West Coast. And what they recognized was we stopped building a lot of housing types in our country because of zoning laws. And we regulated everyone to only being able to live in either single family homes or large apartment buildings. And we weeded out a bunch of affordable housing types such as duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, cottage courts, ADUs, and then there's even a commercial side to it. There's a bunch of commercial buildings that we have outlawed via zoning rules, and we have essentially made it expensive for people to own real estate, especially in the housing market, because we've limited them to two products that are expensive to build. No matter how much you subsidize a single family residence, the sheer size of it makes it expensive to build. So a movement was birthed in the early, I want to say 2010s, and has spread across the country, and it influenced my company's name because we wanted to play in that space. We felt like we could craft a path for us building duplexes, triplexes, quads, and things like that. Now, when I got started, none of these rules were in effect in the Houston area. We couldn't build triplexes, we couldn't build quadplexes, we couldn't build projects like this. The city allowed us to build ADUs, but their rules were very difficult to build them. So luckily, as the scripture says with Queen Esther, when Malachi came to her and he was like, maybe you came to the kingdom for such a time as this, I believe I came into this world for such a time as this, because not soon after I got in, we got wind of the livable places ordinance that was coming to the Houston area. That was gonna make it easier for us to build triplexes, fourplexes, courtyard projects like this, and accessory dwelling units, garage apartments. So this project, originally, we had 9 houses planned, just like we already have on the project. We're gonna do 9 townhouses along 2 shared driveways. At that time, the city had an automatic detention requirement for shared driveways. Anybody who has ever built anything knows that stormwater detention systems are expensive. They're not cheap at all. So when we got word that the planning department was getting ready to change their rules and create other options for us, we started attending the meetings. Attending the meetings was easy because they were held virtually. Everything was on Zoom. So you didn't even have to physically go. That's the thing I tell people too. Developing in large cities is a lot easier nowadays because they typically host all of their meetings on YouTube or Zoom. So you can attend the meetings virtually and get all of the information that you need. And everything all their rules are online. So it's not that hard to really figure out what they want. So it's easy for us to go and develop in other cities, hence why we have had such success in building projects in North Carolina. Tennessee is also our other biggest market where we have a lot of projects at, because it's very easy to just go online and figure out what the city's rules are and find local people in the area who are experts. So I said, Andre, I think we could do something else with this project than building 9 townhouses that we have to sell probably in the high 400s because of the sheer size of them and then all of the construction costs. So that's how this project was birthed. This wasn't the initial layout. We came up with several different layouts. We had to work back and forth with the city because we were the first. Since our project was approved, I think there's only been maybe 3 more of these. The reason is not because people don't want to do them, it's because it's hard to find lots that fit the ordinance requirements. So we were able to come in, and you guys can't see it now, but there'll be 3 units here. There'll be another unit built next to that one. There'll be 3 units facing Lee Street, and then there'll be 3 more units here. And then right here in the center will be our actual courtyard area. And then we have the parking area here. So This project, because all of the units are under 1,000 square feet, only requires 1 parking space per unit. Now you might say, why would the city reduce parking requirements and require 1 parking space per unit? Doesn't everybody need 2 cars per unit? Well, let me remind you, we build apartment complexes with the same formula. If they're if they're 1 to 2 bedroom units, they usually only require about 1 parking space per unit. If they are 3 bedroom units, that's where they require 2 parking spaces per unit. Not to mention, the city commenced a study. They also found that 50% of our residents have 1 car or no car and rely on public transportation. Also, we also have to realize that with technology and ride-sharing companies, the next generation coming up doesn't have to be as car dependent as we are, because they're going to have the opportunity to order a vehicle from their phone. Now we have a society that is more technologically advanced, but we build our housing based off of outdated principles, off of outdated demographics. I actually looked this up yesterday. Did you know that in America right now, as recent as 2023, there are 127 million single people? That makes up 46.4% of our population. It's almost half of our population is made up of single individuals. We have 83.3 million families in America. Yet our housing is all built with just 3-2 units, because we think everybody needs a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, when from 1960 to now, family sizes have only continued to decrease. Right now, you can look this up, our average family size is about 2.5 persons per household. In 1960, it was 3.3. I think that's the earliest the data goes back. I'm pretty sure if they actually did census data back in the 20s, you'll probably find that the average family size was probably over 5 persons per household. It is decreasing. So we don't necessarily need to continue to build 3-2 units when we have the opportunity to build 2-2s. All right, or 1-1s. We have a 4-plex coming up where we have some 1-1 units. And if I keep it 100 with y'all, 1-1s are a gold mine, especially for short and mid-term rentals. They stay booked up, okay? 2-2s are great. In Sunnyside, you can rent out a 2-2 duplex for roughly the same price as a 3-2 duplex. The rental rates are like literally within $100 of each other. And the build cost on the 2-2 unit is much cheaper. And the reason is because in these areas, it's a lot harder for us to build apartment complexes. You're not gonna get a 400 unit apartment complex in this area because somebody has to assemble a bunch of land, and that's just hard to do.
Let's open up for questions for Mr. Garland, then I jump in. Any questions for him?
What are you looking at? What do you take in mind over when you're doing the layout, ability and safety?
Okay, so for those who can't hear, and for people on YouTube, his question was, where did we get the inspiration for the design and for the layouts of the homes? Andre told me he wanted something modern, so we came up with something modern. I have a lot of people that want modern stuff. The modern homes aren't even my favorite style. I love like craftsmen because of the detail in them. And that's why I built my own projects, because I get to play with different styles. So our last project, as the guys told you, was the Beale Street brownstones. I wanted to bring New York brownstones to the Houston area, so that's what we built. Before that, we built like some contemporary duplexes. We're building a 4-plex. The 4-plex design is more transitional. It's not really like a modern or anything like that. The next style I want to play with, I had a client commission me out of Conroe to build some Acadian style houses. So you guys will see those hit our website in the next couple of months. Acadian is a very historic style. I love playing with a lot of these styles because they have a lot of details in them. As far as the floor plans, we have literally already built this plan several times as a duplex. That's why we felt comfortable building them as townhouses, because we've already built it several times, and it's actually one of our best selling plans, not just locally, but nationwide. Probably, if you go on our website, it is listed as a bestseller. So it's a very efficient layout. You know, you got an open concept living, kitchen, and dining. You got a powder room on the ground floor, and then you have 2 bedrooms upstairs with 2 bathrooms. It's very simple. The rooms are, good size. The closets are good size. We've made changes to it since the first time we built it. The first time we built it was in 2020. And this is the thing I'll give the tips for anyone. Don't try to get your first project to be perfect, because it's not going to be perfect. Okay? When we built these as a duplex, this is actually the second version of it. the original layout, when I walked it after we got it sheetrocked up, I didn't like how the back bedroom was set up. I felt like the bathroom and the closet were too small, or the bathroom took up too much space out of the bedroom, and the closet was too small. So I literally went home and redesigned the entire layout. And then I personally never built that plan again. But that plan became one of our best-selling plans. I don't like it, to be honest with you. But I was like, oh, we could do better. So when I worked for a lot of the bigger developers, one of the things they always did was a first-time build walk. And the reason they did a first-time build walk is because they walked through the plan and they would see where we could improve it and make it better, and then they would go from there.
Let's give Mr. Garland a hand clap, everyone.